Okay, now we're on the Explore section of 1.2.4. The first question asks, explain what the numbers in the equation c equals 0.15t plus 2.5 tell you about the situation. So if you need to, look back up here at the top part, the launch section, and see what c and t stand for, and then see if you can come up with what the numbers are going to tell you. 2, how much does it cost to rent a canoe for 25 minutes? Again, look back up and see. It looks like the T stands for the minutes. So what I would do then is I would put this 25 into the equation for T and see what I get for that question. A customer is charged $9.25. How long did he use the canoe? Well, this we know the total. So instead of including it for T, which was the minutes, the cost or the total was C. So we would put 9.25 in for C and then solve the equation from there. A customer has $6 to spend. How long can she use a canoe? So you'll have to see how long it would take before you use $6. So it might be helpful again to put that $6 in for C so you can figure out how long it would take or how long she could use a canoe before she runs out of money. Section B says the owner gave Rashida a graph of C equals 0.15t plus 2.5 and asked her how it could be used to estimate answers to question A. How could Rashida respond? So you're going to take a look at this graph, see if you can come up with how these answers or how this graph can be used to give the answers for these questions. What do you notice about the graph? What do you notice about the lines? Remember to take a look at the labels. So the x-axis and the y-axis. How could you use that graph to tell you answers to these questions? Section C, the owner asked Serena to explain how she could use the table below to estimate answers to question A. So instead of a graph now, we have a table. How could you use this table to answer questions from question A? So we're going to be scrolling back and forth a lot, but we're looking at how we can use a graph and then how we can use a table. Section D, the owner next asked Serena and Rashida to work together to find exact answers, not estimates, for question A, parts 3 and 4. For part 3 of question A, the girls solved the linear equation 0.15t plus 2.5 equals 9.25. They reasoned as follows. If 0.15t plus 2.5 equals 9.25, then 0.15t equals 6.75. If 15t equals 6.75, then t equals 45. To check the answer, substitute 45 for t. So 0.15 times 45, the parentheses here mean times, plus $2.50 equals $9.25. Are they correct? How do you know? So follow their process and see if it would work to find that this equation equals $9.25. For question 2, it says for question A, part 4, Rashida said the customer can use the canoe for 23.3 minutes if she has $6. Serena said there are other possibilities, for example, 20 minutes or 15 minutes. Rashida said you can find the answer by solving the inequality 0.15t plus 2.5 is less than or equal to 6. This symbol here is less than or equal to. It's or equal to because it has that line underneath it. Remember, you may have seen this. The alligator wants the bigger number. So this 6 is the bigger number. This is going to be less than 6. This inequality represents the times for which the rental costs at most $6. Use the table, graph, and the equation 0.15t plus 2.5 equals 6 to find all times for which the inequality is true. Express the solution as an inequality. So it's asking you to make sure once you give your answer, you're using the inequality symbols either less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Which one of those symbols would you use to solve this problem? And finally, section E, River Fund Boats rents paddle boats. The equation C equals 4 plus 0.1 t gives the charge in dollars for renting a paddle boat for t minutes. What is the charge to rent a paddle boat for 20 minutes? Okay, so use the equation to figure that one out. A customer at River Fund is charged $9. How long did the customer use the paddle boat? Again, put the 9 in for the C and see if you can solve for T. And then 3, suppose you want to spend at most $12. How long could you use a paddle boat? Again, put in 12 for C. And again, this one is going to be the inequalities. So less than, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to. All right, you can stop this video before you go on to the independent practice.